The Enhanced American Express Business Gold Card is designed to take your business further. It's packed with benefits like 4 times points that adapt to your top 2 eligible spending categories every month on up to $150,000 in purchases per year. And up to $395 in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select business merchants. The Amex Business Gold Card. Now smarter and more flexible. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business gold card.
Hey,
happy Friday.
Awesome. You ladies look beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I am so excited. Let's dig in. Well, first and foremost, you are now listening to the Double Dose Podcast.
Brought to you by the Revolt Podcast Network. We are one set of twins with two different
perspectives.
Right. And we are excited to hop into today's discussion. Y'all, if you are an entrepreneur, this episode is for you because we are talking about social media and entrepreneurship and how that relates, especially in this holiday season. So I can't wait to get into this discussion.
Listen, and this conversation is brought to you by your new favorite twin cousins, Chanda and Chanelle. We have none other than Miss Kenya Kelly on today's show. Kenya, how are you?
I am doing good. I'm glad to be here with you guys.
We're excited to have you.
Yes, so excited. And y'all, if Kenya looks familiar, it's probably because you've seen her up and down your timelines on TikTok.
Yes.
So this is the TikTok lady.
So funny.
So let's kick off the conversation. First and foremost, tell us, who is Kenya?
Yeah. So anytime I describe myself to people, like obviously I'm in business, but I always describe myself as I have like 4 personalities. And I'll just tell you what they are. 1 is like Jim Carrey. Like, I don't think that I'm funny, but everybody else thinks that I'm funny. 2, I'm like SpongeBob SquarePants. Like I'm a whole mood by myself. I have good times. Like if nobody's around, I'm having a great time. And then Oprah Winfrey, because I'm very determined, like bad background to like, get it done. But then I'm also like Billy Graham. So you're going to laugh your tail off, make a bunch of money, but I'm gonna also lead you to Jesus. So it's like, it's all in the mix of it.
I love that. Okay. So I guess, what am I a mixture of? I think City Girls and Sarah Jakes Roberts is a good, healthy combination.
Okay. That's good. It's good to know. Yeah.
For me, I would say, let's say Dr. Phil.
Interesting.
And man, I don't know. Who's somebody in like pop culture, a pop culture critic? I don't know, but definitely Dr. Phil and somebody like really black in there.
I'm gonna add some Jamel Hill in mine too.
Yeah, I can see
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I love that. So this is like the meat and potatoes, right?
Yeah.
So what made you get onto TikTok? I'm still learning it.
Mm-hmm. People ask me that all the time, and I love sharing the story. Like I've been a business owner forever, and I've been on social media marketing pretty much like since 2016, 2015. And I had a brand design agency. And when the pandemic hit, we didn't really know what the pandemic was. We just knew something was happening. And I'm somebody, I like pray for like all of my creative business strategies because I'm like, God created the whole world. He can give me some strategies. And so I was just like, something's happening. I don't know what's happening. And I'm afraid. And so I started praying and I heard him tell me TikTok. And I was like, only thing I knew about TikTok was the Baby Shark Challenge from 2018. And so I was like, no, that's got to be the devil. Like, there's no way I'm hearing this, but I know God's voice. And so I was just like, let me just download this and start playing with it to see what is going on. And at first it was just terrible. I didn't understand what was happening until I had my first viral video.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Isn't it amazing? Like the Holy Spirit can literally speak you into millions, like speak you into success. So many of us rely on like the coaches, and while you all need that, it's also important to be connected to the Father because he's like the source of the sources.
Exactly. Yep.
Child.
And I think it's so funny how God can really change the whole trajectory of your life with one word, like TikTok. Like that literally made you so much money. Yeah. And all that was said was how much?
Over $1 million.
over $1 million.
Yeah.
Because
it's changed my whole everything. I've been building my business a long time. And it was like, well, I had a prophetic word like years prior where God was like, I wasn't even at the conference and somebody spelled my name, that I was Black, where I was braid. They just stuck all this stuff. And my friend stood up and was like, you're talking about my friend. And so then he was just like, you've been branding everybody else's name and God's going to brand your name. 3 years later is when all that happened with TikTok. And I went from unknown to like known.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I literally got goosebumps.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I can't stress enough. Like, that is why it's important to be tapped into the Holy Ghost as a creative, as an entrepreneur, because we're going to have these uncertain seasons. We're going to have pandemics. We're going to have recession. Yeah. But the Holy Spirit is always sure. The Holy Spirit is always stable. So it's important to be tapped into that. Yeah.
It's so creative. So it's like, he's creative. Why not talk to the creator, you know?
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, I just posted that on TikTok because you know how, like, when you're on TikTok and you got something to say, and people share it, other people are going to see your stuff and people are going to start copying, right? Yeah. So I noticed like people are copying my work, but they're not citing me. So I'm like, y'all can keep that, because the guy that lives on the inside of me is a creator. So creation is in my DNA. Like, that's just a part of who I am.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You got it. Mm-hmm.
I love that. So can you tell us a little bit about how has, and you kind of tap into it a little bit, how has TikTok changed your entire business? Like, how has it changed your business?
So before I got onto TikTok, we were focused on, I was a personal brand coach. I was coaching people on how to build their personal brands. We were designing websites, logos, and things of that nature, and marketing on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, when I started creating content on TikTok, you know, it wasn't about who was on TikTok, but it was about the fact that I was doing something that the rest of the world was not doing. And so I'm screaming from the rooftops on Facebook, TikTok is going to be this thing. And everybody's like, we're not listening to you, lady. And so I started kind of reposting TikTok videos to to Facebook. And people started noticing me differently because I was doing something that other people weren't doing. They weren't on TikTok, but they were seeing the way that I was marketing in this different way. And so it caused people to be more aware of me in a different way. But once I kept going with TikTok, and then people started realizing there's something happening here, and my influence started to skyrocket, every podcast that I had ever wanted to be featured on, every stage that I'd ever wanted to be featured on, they all started coming to me. And I started getting interview after interview, stage after stage after stage, all because all of my knowledge I've had all these years was still there, but because I was applying it to TikTok, people were like, what is this? What is going on? And I became the TikTok lady.
Wow.
That's an amazing testimony.
Yes. So like, okay, how did you get unstuck, or how did you get to the point where you became comfortable doing the TikTok challenges, like dancing on screen and pointing and lip singing? Like, I still struggle with that. So please help me out.
Yeah. So I've always been like someone who's willing to take risks or whatever. But at the time I had rented a house and I had a couple like 20-year-olds living with me. And one of the girls, she really wanted to do these dance challenges. Now I'm a dancer. So I was like, let's go. And so we kind of started doing these challenges, not thinking about business standpoint. And I started getting more comfortable doing that, just hanging out with her and having fun. But I didn't know how to use a platform. Now that was a nightmare on Elm Street, because I was like, how do we use all these different buttons? But what started to happen was I had this moment in my mind where I said, everybody is fighting on Facebook right now. ALM versus BLM, mask, no mask, but Trump, Biden, it was just too much. And I was like, I'm just going to devote my time and energy here since God is talking to me about this. And I just started trying. That was like my thing. I just kept trying. I was teaching about business, but people weren't watching it. And so then I started doing dance challenges, and it was just making me have fun. And I wasn't dealing with the fear of dying of COVID when all we were calling it coronavirus, But in the midst of that time, I started saying to myself, what if I can figure out how to creatively create content about my business on this platform? And when that first video hit 1,000, 2,000 views, 3,000 views, I was like, I got it. I've got to show up here in a way that's more creative than the way that I show up on Facebook and Instagram. People still weren't checking for me like that, but I just kept saying to myself, something's happening. God is talking to me about it. In the same way I doubled down on Facebook and Instagram and live stream, I'm going to double down on this while everybody's don't believe in me.
So you saw that as a creative opportunity, like everybody else isn't doing it right now. So like, this is the opportunity. This is the time to get in there.
Yeah. It took me like 6 or 8 months before I saw that though. Cause it was like, I kept doing it because I knew that God was telling me to do it. But I just, when you're in that thing and you don't know why God is telling you to do something, but you just keep doing it. And then when you start seeing the light, you're like,
The Enhanced American Express Business Gold Card is designed to take your business further. It's packed with benefits like 4 times points that adapt to your top 2 eligible spending categories every month on up to $150,000 in purchases per year. And up to $395 in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select business merchants. The Amex Business Gold Card, now smarter and more flexible. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business gold card.
I'm so glad I kept going.
Right,
so I had a final moment where I was like, got it. But I had just, my claim to fame is always just do it and you'll figure it out on the way. God will make it clear on the way. Just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we were actually talking about that in our Thrivers group about how like sometimes God ain't going to give you like the steps A through Z. Sometimes he'll just give you A and B, and then you got to rely on faith that everything is going to come after that.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And I'm used to that kind of life.
Come on, and it takes an immense amount of faith to get there to do that.
A friend of mine, she always says, Kenya, you are radically obedient. And I didn't always used to be that way, but I've just learned that if I listen to God more than I listen to my coach, I'm always going to be on top. I'm never going to miss it because they know what they know, but he knows all this.
Come on. Radical obedience. I love that.
Yeah.
So what would you say, Kenya, are some ways that we can, like people in general, some advice you can give on how we can get our businesses on TikTok?
Yeah. So one of the things to first understand is that you have to look at TikTok the right way. And I tell people that like 20 years ago when Facebook came out, I think maybe 20, but you had to have a college ID in order to have a Facebook account.
Yep.
And nobody in their right mind would ever think that you would be advertising on Facebook. You just didn't. And so then Facebook started adding in ads, and we were like, people were pissed off about ads and all that type of stuff. And they just kept on and kept on and kept on. Now Facebook is one of the biggest drivers of revenue for so many businesses. So then inserts TikTok, and people are like, it's just dancing people, it's pointing. You got to first come to like, hey, everything is changing. In 2020, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of them look the way that they used to look. 2023, they all look like TikTok. Why would they spend millions of dollars changing their entire businesses to match a platform that's a dancing platform? It's because it's not a dancing platform. It's a platform where people are spending hours upon hours of their time consuming. And so as business people, you have to start looking at the platform as here's millions of people logging on here every single day, consuming whatever it is that they want to consume, because the For You page is going to give them what they consume. How can you create bite-sized, digestible pieces of content that is creative, that the commercial, like I always tell people that like social media is the entertainment. We are the commercial to their entertainment. They're not coming to TikTok for us. They're coming because they're wanting to see what they want to see. But your job as a business is to go, okay, if they're here watching Grey's Anatomy on TikTok, which is what I'm doing right now, how can I insert a piece of content that my target audience is interested in, but she's going to want to watch from the moment I land on screen? What can I say? What can I do to draw Kenya in to watch this particular video? And so that is the marketing creative aspect of looking at the platform of what is working in terms of businesses, and then strategically creating content that is on brand for you, that goes to your audience.
So that's so good, because oftentimes I hear people being intimidated to get on TikTok. And they're often like, I can't dance, or I don't want to entertain, or I don't want to do X, Y, or Z. But it sounds like it's space for it, not just dancing, but like education, to talk about your business, to talk about X, Y, or Z. It doesn't have to be always just the dance challenges, as it was when it kind of like first started.
Yeah, because the thing that most people only know about TikTok from 2020, but it used to be called Musical.ly. People were singing and all that. And then there were more younger people that were dancing because of music, because TikTok, bought Musical.ly. And so most of the generation, like 25 and up, we got introduced to it when we were quarantined and we were bored. So we learned about all these dance challenges, these fun things we could do while we were sheltered in the house. So that's the only thing people know about TikTok, because most of them came there for that short period of time. And then when they went back to work, they never came back to see how different TikTok is, or they are only seeing the viral videos their friends are sending them. So they're getting these messages in their DM through text, and they don't have any grid for what also is happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kenya, what is the key to going viral?
So the thing about virality, I always tell people, well, first, viral by definition is 1 million views, right? Okay. And the thing about going viral is we want to go viral, but we can't make us go viral. It's what is happening with people. And so you have to think about, what is a video that you saw that went viral, that you keep watching and that you keep sending it to people? Why are you sending it to people? So sometimes because it's funny, it's ratchet, or whatever it is that's gone viral. But from a strategic business owner standpoint, it is, how can I create a piece of content that is so, oh my God, that this person wants to watch it and rewatch it and share it with all their friends. So one of my videos is I posted it in July. It started going viral in August, and it's still viral. I mean, thousands of followers on a regular basis, because I said, okay, what is it that my audience wants to know on TikTok? And what is something that is so mind-blowing that they can't believe it if I say it? And so I learned that TikTok was making live stream easier. So it used to be where you had to have 1,000 followers to go live. Well, they're opening up that slowly so that more people will use TikTok Shop and go live. So a friend of mine showed me that he could go live with 200 followers. So I said, okay, how do I create a video that my audience would be like, what? And so as soon as my video starts, I have text on screen that says, you don't need 1,000 followers to go live. That is a huge thing people are trying to do when they first get on TikTok, right? And so then I was straight into the point. I showed green screen images of him being able to go live, and I made the video short and to the point. And then I was very strategic and intentional with my SEO, because TikTok is now extremely SEO friendly, where you can now have up to 4,400 characters in your description. So if you're trying to get a video to go viral, it's because from a business standpoint, you want to make sure that your video topic, text on screen, descriptions, and all that is what people are searching. And what people are searching on TikTok about going live is how to go live on TikTok. So my text says how to go live on TikTok, my hashtags, my keywords, all of that. But I chose a topic that's one of the hottest things that everybody wants to know is, how do I get to go live? So if you're going to do business content, you want to go here's a secret nobody wants you to know about getting a loan, getting a government loan, or about buying your first piece of real estate. And you want to make it to where people are like, I cannot believe they told me this. I want to tell more people, or I want to watch this over and over again. And that's kind of why people have this 7-second method. Have you ever heard that? Where people are create videos that are 7 seconds, make the video loop and all this stuff. And that's not the way. Because what people are trying to do is you're trying to get more people to watch a video over and over and over again. And as business people, we're trying to get people to buy from us. We're not just trying to get people to watch a video. So no matter how long your video is, you want to make sure that it's thought-provoking. It's something people want to watch over and over again, share with a friend. And it's something to where when it goes viral for you, you can make money from it.
Okay. So
yes,
right. So when you're thinking about ways that we can make money, not just virality, but also, customers, right? Because views are amazing, but I can't, pay my car note with views.
No.
So how, the $1 million question, how did you make millions of dollars on TikTok?
Yeah. So of course I'm a coach. And so I have obviously one-on-one services, but mostly I have digital courses. So I have digital products. And I always tell my customers, my clients, before you start creating content and trying to go viral, make sure you have a lead capture. So basically with me, if a video goes viral or not, there's always a link that is in my bio. And when people are watching a video, that link is going to allow them to either get something for free or to buy something, right? And so my number one focus is I'm not trying to get the most followers on social. I'm not trying to get the most views on social. I'm trying to get most people off of social media onto my email list. Because the moment you join one of my free things, it's going to serve you, it's going to bless you and all the things, but I'm also going to offer you something paid. Right. And then we have what we call nurture sequences, where you're here on my list now, and we're going to nurture the relationship in terms of like serving you with the thing that you opted into or that you purchased, and giving you more opportunities to buy. So people started buying my courses like crazy. People started booking me to speak like crazy, live and in person, their events. And then brands started to reach out and paying me. Like one brand paid me like a lot of zeros to create 10 videos. And I was like, game.
I love that.
Yes. I love the lot of zeros. Okay.
Right.
And he's a God of abundance. Okay.
I was like, yeah.
So
the cat even agreeing. The cat.
Yes. Praise him, cat. Praise him.
Most honey. Eddie's like, that's I'm gonna eat.
So Kenya, so going viral, I'm hearing a lot of feedback on TikTok that virality also brings eyeballs onto your social media pages, which may also bring trolls. So how do you get around either trolls or even some other challenges of being on TikTok?
Yeah, so that can happen no matter where you are. I mean, I have a video right now that's viral on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, watching the comments of people saying stuff. So I always like, especially like in my course, when someone's taking a course, there is a section in there that says emotional preparation. And people always go, what? And then when they watch that video, I'm talking to them about when you go viral, you're going to reach the people who like you and don't like you. You're going to reach the people that have emotional intelligence and those that don't. And you have to prepare yourself to not feel like you have to respond back to those people. I did in 2020 when I kept going viral, and I was like, I almost quit TikTok because of the bad people. But I had to like bring myself back to reality and go, hey, these trolls, I can either let them be there or block them. But most times what happens is that you just leave them there and somebody else is going to fight with them. Yeah. And now I use it as a strategy. So now if people are saying stuff in the comments, I'm like, if they all are fighting in the comments, they're just causing my video to get more views and more engagement. So I'm like, y'all do you. Unless it's something really bad that I see, like I'll just let them do whatever it is that they're doing. But I do have like, there's like I don't know what it's called on TikTok, where it's like you can go in there and you can plug in certain words. And if they try to type the N word or fat or whatever, it won't even come up at all. Yeah.
That's smart. Okay. So it's a good way of like restricting some of the comments of people.
And that's on all social media. You have that option.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. All right. Protecting your peace.
Yes.
I'm for it.
People going to act the fool no matter what. So it's like, okay, let me handle my business.
Yeah. And also using it to your advantage, because sometimes if I post a video and it's a lot of comments and people arguing and stuff, as long as y'all not getting disrespectful or talking about other people's moms, like y'all just driving up the engagement.
Exactly. Exactly.
Handle that amongst yourselves. Yep. Oh, okay. Kenya, you're just sharing a wealth of knowledge today, and we so appreciate you. So Black Friday is around the corner. How should entrepreneurs like us, how should we be preparing for making money in this season? What are some things?
Oh, yes. I actually had a podcast about this. I tell people, like, first of all, have a Black Friday deal if you can, but make it something that is digital. Don't sell services where you still have to deliver. Meaning, if I charge X amount of dollars for one-on-one, I'm not going to discount that because I still have to deliver that 1 hour, whether it's discounted or not. I made a huge mistake with that when I had my agency. We would discount the logos and websites, but the people that were designing for us still charge the same amount. So we sold more, but we made this much and we still had to do all of that kind of delivery. And so I started to learn that Black Friday is a really good time to bundle together digital products. So if you have things or can create things, then I would encourage you to sell things, maybe like one thing as a bundle for Black Friday. I also tell people that when we think about Black Friday, we think about deeply discounted things. So you can't give somebody 10, 20, 30% off. That's normal. You got to find things that you can deeply discount because you're going to sell more of them because it's people know that it's Black Friday deal. Mm-hmm. But then I also tell people that don't wait until Black Friday to offer the deal. Like if you go on Google right now and you type in Black Friday 2023, you're going to see what all the retailers are selling right now. And they're on sale in some capacity. And so we launched our deals on November 1st. We've already been selling them. Every day we sell at least one of our Black Friday deals because we're not waiting for the day. Here it is right now. And it's going to go all the way through Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday. But you don't have to wait because like the longer you wait, the more emails are in other people's boxes. So next week and week after next, everybody's going to get flooded with emails. But if you're talking about yours now and selling it now, you're taking advantage of the space where most people are not doing anything right now.
That's good. Okay. Yeah. So we should be selling stuff early in the month. Like we shouldn't wait until
now.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Basically, we're late.
So we're late.
Not everybody would say that. That's just kind of how I am. I'm like, I want all the money, so I'm gonna ask for it right now.
Yes.
I love that. I love it.
So let me ask you this. So do you prefer, and I know the answer, Facebook ads or TikTok?
Ads?
Yeah.
I would say business-wise, I prefer Facebook ads.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the reason is because organic is free, but it's not guaranteed to reach your ideal customer like spot on, right? Like a sharpshooter. But with Facebook ads or Instagram ads, you are literally going to reach your target person or people because you have told the ads this, and this. That's all they're going to go after. It just costs. So it's like if I had all the money in the world, I would spend all the money in the world on Facebook ads and just let it run. And I don't have to create content on a regular basis because the ads are running. But I love organic because it's free. So we do both because I'm like, we're going to get all the money, whether we're paying for it or we're doing it organic.
Okay. I love the answer. Okay.
That's smart. Okay. All right. Because I didn't consider that. I was actually considering whether or not I should run ads. But I felt like, TikTok is free, Instagram is free. So why do this? But it sounds, that sounds accurate. Like the fact that you can target your audience. Okay. Okay. All right. And this is why you're you. This is why you're the TikTok goat. This is why.
The goat.
I've invested a lot of money in coaches. Like since 2016, I've spent a lot of money in coaches. So it's like, I know what I know, but I know a lot more because I spent so much money learning from all the smart people, and it just makes me smarter, So I'm like, let's go.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So what would you say is like one piece of advice for someone who is contemplating on whether or not they should join TikTok? I have a business, I have a podcast, but I don't know if I should get on TikTok. What would you say to that person?
Yeah. So I would say, I guarantee you that if you knew today, what you should have known in 2020, you would have been on in 2020, because there's 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds that are multi-millionaires, not because they're better than you, but because they got on it before you and they got consistent with it before you. Because you're going to use TikTok at some point in time because it is basically the number one social media platform where people are consuming on a regular basis. And so you're going to come there at some point, and it's better for you to do it now than continuously waiting another year and another year. It's not going to be saturated, but it's still there's a huge opportunity for you if you get on it now. What I would tell somebody is that you're probably not doing it because you're intimidated. You don't know how to use the buttons. You don't understand it. And it's probably going to be beneficial that maybe you work with a coach. Obviously we coach, or somebody else, or allowing your team to be in somebody's course so you can learn what is happening there, because whether you're on it today or 2025, you still have to learn it. And so it's better to do it now so you can get a leg up on the people that are still not there.
I 100% agree with that, because listen, had I known that TikTok is today what it was, I would have hopped on during the pandemic.
Yeah, same here.
I would have hopped on it. So
there's so many kids that are multimillionaires. I'm just like, wow, because their influence grew.
Yeah,
talk to them.
Yeah. So no, but this information was certainly helpful.
So insightful. I'm inspired. I'm about to go batch create some content now.
Right. And just be consistent. Like it's not overnight. Sometimes it happens overnight. We've all seen somebody go from nothing to boom, but most people it's consistency. Mine is 100% consistency. It's not because of right place, right time. No, we didn't have 500,000 people follow me all of a sudden. No, it was a process.
Yeah. And sometimes the process can feel daunting, but I think when we see people like you who say, I got here, I did it, and I've been consistent, I think that really helps us to kind of stay the course.
Yeah. So, because we all want it overnight, and it feels terrible when you're not seeing the views, when you're not seeing the conversion of sales, when you're not seeing followers. It feels awful. Like I was just telling a group of people that I've been pitching to get an agent for the last 3.5 years, and everybody rejected. I just got an agent yesterday.
Congrats!
Yeah, thank you. But I haven't even been able to celebrate because it's whew, finally. But I think this weekend I'll just go okay. We did it. But it's it's all about consistency, and that's the real about everything. Whether it's weight loss, it's a healthy marriage, it's consistency, doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it.
That. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kenya, you have definitely been a gem today.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask you one last question here for our Revolt listeners, and then after this, we got another question for our Thrivers Unleashed group, which is a group of entrepreneurs that we work together with. But where can the people find you? How can we stay connected with Kenya?
Yeah, so you can find me. I'm on all social medias with my name Kenya, Keenya, Kelly. And then, of course, my website is KenyaKelly.com. And I have my own podcast, the Kenya Kelly Podcast.
Nice.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya Kelly, a.k.a. the TikTok GOAT, a.k.a. the TikTok Queen, a.k.a. you should have been following her. So make sure you guys follow her. Make sure that you listen to her podcast.
Tap in.
Yes. We can't wait to continue this discussion.
You said you have one more for your group? Is that what you said?
Yes. So that was the end of our Revolt show.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yes. So this is for our Thrivers Unleashed group. So Chanelle, do you want to ask our Thrivers question?
You can ask it. I don't know which one it was. I don't know which one it was.
The Enhanced American Express Business Gold Card is designed to take your business further. It's packed with features and benefits like flexible spending capacity that adapts to your business, 24/7 support from a business card specialist trained to help with your business needs, and so much more. The Amex Business Gold Card, now smarter and more flexible. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/businessgoldcard.